Hello, this is Eric from UNC Charlotte, and what I will show you today is how to enter your class in the CS material system. Today we're looking at part 2, which is creating an umbrella material that will contain all the topics, all the subtopics, all the learning outcomes, and all the metadata that will be used in your class. In order to do that, go and hit Create Material and select the title that indicates that this is the umbrella material. For your personal reference later, you will likely delete that material at the end. We are going to create this material purely for classification purposes. On the second page, you are going to enter the metadata that will apply to all the material that in your class. Not necessarily that each tag will apply to all materials, but that all the tags will apply to some material somewhere. Note that once you enter an author or anything in this field, to validate it, you're going to have to press enter. In course, you can set whatever you want. Here I will use the name of the course in my university. You can set programming languages. You can really put anything you want here. Dataset is meant to be used if you are using an assignment or something of that sort that uses a particular dataset that is known publicly and that you may want to refer to later. Hit save. Will not upload material because there is no particular file for this particular material, but what we'll do is hit this button for ACM CSE 2013. This is going to present you the entire curriculum guidelines provided by ICM IEEE in 2013 for computer science. You will see that it is organized as a tree. It is organized around knowledge areas that contain knowledge units, and these knowledge units are going to contain learning outcome and topics, and in some cases, it will have multiple levels inside of those. For instance, here in the knowledge unit fundamental data structure and algorithm, you will see that graphs and graph algorithms actually have subtopics in them. The curriculum guideline is presented to you as a tree that will let you select some particular topics and learning outcome that will map to your class. What we will do is to select all the learning outcomes and all the topics that should apply to some of the materials in your class. And so the way to do this is to go through the tree and select all the topics and learning outcome that will apply somewhere in your class. This particular tree is pretty long. There is about 2,000 entries in the tree, and so going through it is going to take some time. What we recommend is that regularly you go back at the top of the tree and hit the save button to make sure that you save your progress in case you lose network or something of that sort. At any point, you can also hit View Selected Tag in order to see what are the particular classification that you have selected so far. Something else that can be useful to you is to use the search feature. Whenever you enter a keyword in the search bar, the tree will automatically expand all the branches that contain this particular keyword somewhere in the tree. This way, whenever you're going to scroll down, you will easily see which part of the trees have been expanded because they do contain the particular keyword that you entered. Here I enter the keyword instruction. This particular knowledge unit has been expanded because one of the learning outcomes contained the word instruction. In general, we find the search feature to be useful for you to search through the classification, but we do not think it is a foolproof way to find all the learning outcomes and all the topics that will map to your class. What we suggest you do is that you go through the list and select the learning outcome and topic in the list that apply to you. In most cases, you will not need to go through the entire tree of classification because very quickly you will understand what particular knowledge units are about, and you will understand that you don't actually need to read them because nothing in that knowledge unit is expected to match something in your class. The way I will do it for my particular class is to go through the knowledge unit and the knowledge area and only expand the ones that seems to be relevant to me. In general, you can be zealous and include more learning outcome and topics than you think any particular material will cover because you will be able to make that decision at a later point in time. So you can add topics and learning outcome even though you may not be entirely sure that they are going to map to a particular material in your class. In general, we recommend that you go to the top regularly and hit the save button to make sure you do not lose any data. And remember to save fairly often. And remember to save frequently. Sometimes you will find entries in a classification that did not seem at first relevant to your particular class, but actually that can be. Here I am entering a class on high performance computing. And because the class is about high performance computing, during that class, we'll create simple models of a processor in order to see how particular codes perform, and so that we can model the performance of codes. And because of that, we will match some entries in the classification from computational science, even though the class is actually about high performance computing. In some cases, you will realize very quickly that some knowledge area may not apply to your class. Here, the class is about high performance computing, and this knowledge area is about discrete structures, sets, relation, function, logic, proof techniques. We'll not do any of that in the class, so I do not feel like a need to explicitly check discrete structure. But we suggest that you expand all knowledge area at least to see the knowledge unit, because they may give you a hint of what's actually classified under that particular knowledge area. And as usual, remember to save. And as usual, remember to save. You're done. And once you're done, go ahead and save. At this point, you have an umbrella material that will contain all the topics and all the learning outcomes that you think are relevant to your particular course. And while these tasks may seem daunting at first. It only took me about 30 minutes in order to create that umbrella material. I will hit save and view to record that I'm done.